Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Legion Talk, episode number 32. Now, what we're going to be taking a look at today is from Reuters.com. It's evacuation flights resume at Kabul airport as Biden defends US withdrawal. Now, I'm going to be honest, guys. Go figure. It goes into screensaver mode right at the fact. This does not look good. I know that Biden said that the buck stops with him. The truth is that the buck does stop with him and Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris admitted that Biden was the last person she talked to in support of withdrawal before he made the decision to withdraw. Now, he said that he did it because Trump made a agreement with the Taliban. However, that agreement fell through and never took place. So that means the agreement is null and void, and the withdrawal should have never taken place on such a massive scale. You can love Trump, you can hate Trump, you can love Biden, you can hate Biden. The point of the fact is the agreement fell through with President Trump. He was trying to negotiate a deal with the Taliban. It fell through. Joseph R. Biden is in the White House now. The deal fell through. It is on him to negotiate a new deal or to find a different way out. He, however, decided not to do that, which means that this is all on him and Kamala Harris, who made this just disastrous call. I mean, it is beyond a disaster of what's going on. Kabul. Military flights evacuating diplomats and civilians from Afghanistan resumed early on Tuesday after the runway at Kabul airport was cleared of thousands of people desperate to flee after the Taliban seized the capital. These are people who were flooding civilian and U.S. military aircraft trying to flee. This was done very wrong. Biden has been wrong on every major political issue for the last probably 40 years. Guess what? Osama bin Laden was killed in Pakistan by SEAL Team 6. President Obama ordered that strike, that insertion. Guess who opposed it? Joseph R. Biden, who is now the 46th president of the United States. He said, no, we should not go get Osama bin Laden. I'm sorry. That should speak for all you need to know. He said, no. He helped create the 1994 crime bill. Like, how many bad decisions does this guy have to make before people go, yeah, I don't think this is the right decision for anybody? Kamala Harris can't even go to the southern border. It took her 3 months to go to the southern border, being overrun. The southern border facilities are at 600% capacity since they were elected. It wasn't that under Trump. And when people were asked, why did you come to the border? Well, because, Biden said. We knew that he'd be lenient. The mainstream media is finally getting on board and finally reporting things the way it should be, which is a surprise for a CNN and MSNBC. I mean, I'm just blown away. So, the number of, I'm going to leave my opinions to myself, and I'm going to report the facts from now on, and then we'll discuss it at the end. So, it's just, this is a very ugly situation, and human beings are going to be very much hurt by this. Women, children, hurt by this. The number of civilians at the airport had thinned out. A Western security official at the facility told Reuters a day after chaotic scenes in which U.S. troops fired to disperse crowds and people clung to U.S. military transport planes as it taxied for takeoff. Many people who were here yesterday have gone home, the official said. Reuters witnessed, however, could still hear occasional shots coming from the direction of the airport, while streets elsewhere in the city appeared calm. U.S. forces took charge of the airport, their only way to fly out of the country on Sunday, as the militants were winding up a dramatic week of advances across the country with their takeover of the capital without a fight. Yeah, the Taliban leaders are in one place in the capital. I say turn it to glass. Yeah. The presidential palace, they took over that, kind of like, trying to do the whole parliamentary thing, but like not do the democratic thing. Turn it to be to glass. I mean, yes, you get rid of them. Lower level dudes are going to step up, but it doesn't mean they're as good at organization. Flights were suspended. Flights for much. Yeah. Dude, who wrote this? Flights were suspended for much of Monday when at least 5 people were killed, witnesses said. Although it was unclear whether they had been shot or crushed in a stampede. Well, they're hopping a barricade. That's not going to bode well. Media reported 2 people fell to their deaths from the underside of a U.S. military aircraft after it took off, crashing to their deaths on roofs of homes near the airport. Yep, they were on the side, basically the de-icing shields, the de-icing boots of the aircraft. I mean, there's video of them, numerous people sitting on top of that, and as they went up, and it's like, probably at least the majority of them are like going, yeah, we're not doing this. A U.S. official told Reuters U.S. troops had killed 2 gunmen who had appeared to have fired into the crowd at the airport. Despite the scenes of panic and confusion in Kabul, U.S. President Joe Biden defended his decision to withdraw U.S. forces after 20 years of war, the nation's longest that he has described as costing more than $1 trillion. Look, I get that. I do. I really get that. But you know what? You screwed up. You did it wrong. But a video on Monday of hundreds of desperate Afghans trying to clamber onto a U.S. military plane as it was about to take off could haunt the United States, just as a photograph in 1975 of people scrambling to get on a helicopter on the roof of a building in Saigon became emblematic of the humiliating withdrawal from Vietnam. Yes. You screwed up again, dude. You haven't even been in office for a full year. A full year! Crisis at the border. Inflation, the highest it's been in a decade. And now you have your own Saigon, you jackass. Stupid old man. I don't even blame him. I don't. I blame the people who voted him in. Joe Biden should be in a nursing home or with family under constant care, under constant home care, because he has dementia. He's like a Joe Biden puppet, and Kamala Harris comes in and she's like, Kamala Harris doesn't know shit. She couldn't win the primary in her home state of California. She withdrew before the primary. God, who voted for these people? You don't like Trump? Fine, I don't like Trump's ego either. You know what? He said a lot of crap on Twitter. I was like, dude, just don't. You don't like his personality, but at least the dude had economics down and he had foreign policy down. He had a standing treaty in the Middle East between Israel, Saudi Arabia. Like, I mean, what do you want? Clowns. Biden insisted that he had to decide between asking U.S. forces to fight endlessly in what he called the Afghanistan civil war or fall through on an agreement to withdraw negotiated by his predecessor, Republican Donald Trump. Yeah, it was a decision. It was an agreement that was never actually fully taken place. It fell through, and then you came in, and I guess you're just like, well, I mean, we're going to follow his. I guarantee what happened is that they were like, we're going to follow his policy, and if it blows up in our face, we're going to blame him, say, well, he made the deal. No, there was no deal. The deal was not substantiated. The deal fell through. before you became president. You know that. So now that you're like, oh, we're pulling out, Trump made a deal. No, there was no deal. I stand squarely behind my decision, Biden said. After 20 years, I've learned the hard way that was never a good time to withdraw U.S. forces. That's why we're still there. We're not still there. You're right. In a sense, U.S. forces needed to be withdrawn at a slow pace to make sure that the fall of this country didn't happen. But it was done in such rapid succession that this is what happened. And even hypothetically, had this happened under Donald Trump, he had been reelected, it happened under him. Guess what? He would have sent drones to Kabul to, eliminate the Taliban heads. He would have did it. The Middle East does not work the way America works. It doesn't. It doesn't work the way Canada works. It works maybe semi close to Mexico, but you're talking about people who believe that if a woman has premarital sex, she is to be stoned to death. There'd be a lot of women in the United States who'd be stoned to death in Afghanistan. I'm just saying, I don't know what you want. You want cookies? I mean, facing a barrage of criticism from even his own diplomats, he blamed the Taliban's takeover of Afghan political leaders who fled and its army unwillingness to fight. Well, I mean, if you kind of just like, you said, hey guys, hold down the fort, we're out. Like, that's kind of a dick move. Yes, we spent all this time training them. We should have slowly backed down the forces. Slowly. 10,000. All right, let's subtract. Let's take it down to 8,000. Okay, let's take it down to 6,000. Let's take it down to 5,000. It's a little rough still. Okay, let's take it down to 3,000. Hold up. Things are getting squirrely. Let's keep 3,000 there. They're trying to take the capital. Let's bring in 2,000 more. Yes, I know. I mean, I was in the military. I don't know what to tell you. I support. I'm not saying that we need to sit there and fight their battles for them, but you know what, y'all, we didn't have to like do the whole like going, you can't see me, and we're gone. The Taliban captured Afghanistan's biggest cities in the days rather than the months predicted by the U.S. intelligence. Yeah, that's right. In many cases, after demoralized government forces surrendered, despite years of training and equipping by the United States and others, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi told U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken that the hasty pullout of U.S. troops had a serious negative impact. Yes! Oh my God, I agree with China. Even China recognizes this is stupid. Oh, God. Oh, my God, I'm agreeing with China. China state broadcaster CCTV report. CCTV. Sorry. Okay. Added that Wayne pledged to work with Washington to promote stability. Blinken also spoke on Monday with counterparts in Pakistan, Russia, Britain, and Europe, the European Union, Turkey, and NATO about ensuring regional stability. The State Department said, new regime. President Ashraf Ghani left the country on Sunday as the Islamist militants entered Kabul, saying he wanted to avoid bloodshed. Yeah, that your bloodshed, dude. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get it. The former World Bank technocrat has come into fierce criticism from many Afghans, including the head of the central bank, Ajmal Ahmadi, who blamed the president and his inexperienced advisors for the swift and chaotic fall to the Taliban. Yeah, I do too. It did not have to end this way. I am disgusted by the lack of any planning by Afghan leadership. Ahmadi, who was among those who got out of the country on Sunday and said on Twitter, Really, Twitter? The UN Security Council called for talks to create a new government in Afghanistan after Secretary General Antonio Gutierrez warned of chilling curbs on human rights and violations against women and girls. Yeah, of course. I mean, they just treat them like, housewives and breeding fronts, unfortunately. The Taliban are not Muslims. They're not Islamists. They're Islamic extremists. They're kind of like Antifa, but in Afghanistan. Yes, I know, I said it. And there's people like, oh, Antifa's good. No, they're not. No, they're not. They burn down buildings. They're ass wipes. Yeah, I said it. Former Afghan faction commander and Prime Minister Gabudin Hakimir said, you know what? We're just going to skip forward. Oh, we're almost done. Never mind. Hakimir said that he would travel to Doha on Tuesday to meet the Taliban delegation accompanied by former President Hamid Karzai and former Foreign Minister and Peace Envoy Abdullah. Al Jazeera's TV reporter. Yeah, Al Jazeera's crap. Many Afghans fear the Taliban will return to past harsh practices. They're already doing it. During the 1996 to 2001 rule, women could not work, and punishments such as public stoning, whipping, and hanging were administered. Yeah, they're already talking about that. Taliban spokesman Shuhal Shaheen told Dunya News that the group would improve the security of Kabul and respect the rights of women as per Afghan norms and Islamic values. Yeah, good luck with that. Shaheen added the new regime would ensure new regime, by the way, the new regime, not the new administration, the new regime. That regime is indicative of dictatorship, so just for the record. Would ensure a representation of all ethnicities and that the Taliban were keen to work with the international community to rebuild the country. Shaheen said on Twitter that the group's fighters were under strict orders not to harm anyone. They're already going door to door to find the KKA, which is the Afghani Special Forces, and they're already rounding them up. Life, property, and honor of no one shall be harmed, but must be protected by the Mujahideen, he said. Yeah. Ain't gonna happen, folks. It ain't gonna happen. Promises. Yes, this video was a lot longer than I wanted. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. This administration screwed up again, as they've screwed up everything, and they have not even been in office for a full year. I mean, what do you need? They've been in office for 7 months, and they've already fucked everything up? Like, come on, dude. Who voted for this guy? Seriously. It's like watching Clown Central. Dude. Donald Trump said some dumbass crap. But you know what? At least the dude knew how to talk, bring people together on foreign policy. I don't know what to tell you. Peace in the Middle East for once before all this happened. For once before all this happened. Do with that what you will. If you voted for Biden, you owe the world an apology. That's the truth. You fucked up. That's the way it is. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris need to pack their shit and get the fuck out. Sorry. This is the way I feel. Because now innocent, good people are going to die. Those deaths are on his hands, on the president's hands, and those who voted for him. Good job. I don't hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from it. And I hope you feel horrendous for how you acted. Your vote matters. Remember that. But guess what, guys? No more mean tweets, right? No mean tweets.